Hi, Assalamualaikum. How are you guys? I hope you are doing well. I would like to thanks to our instructor for this subject, Dr. Azira binti Khalil, for giving this opportunity. My name Ainul binti Muhammad, metric number 1170250. Today I feel great to share with all of you about the radiation protection and safety. Before that, let us flashback a little bit about the historical review of X-ray. And is that true? The radiation are dangerous to our body or even can cause death. In 1895, X-ray was accidentally discovered by Röntgen during his experiment related to cathode ray. X-ray started to develop and widely used in medical field. Then people became aware X-ray not only useful in medicine but it also can cause the bad effect on human health. In 1896, Clarence Daly developed an ultraviolet carcinoma and tested the radiation on his hand. Then he was suffered for skin cancer and died in 1904. The radiation occurs when energy is emitted by a source, then travels through a medium, such as air, until it is absorbed by matter. There are two types of radiation, which are non-ionizing radiation and ionizing radiation. Radiation has always been present and is all around us. Life has evolved in a world containing significant levels of ionizing radiation and our bodies are adapted to it. Here are the type sources of radiation. Firstly, solar radiation, nuclear medicine, X-ray, cosmic ray, radon, nuclear power, foods and drinks, terrestrial radiation, radioactive waste, and consumer products. The type of exposure can be divided into three situations. First, planned exposure, emergency exposure, and existing exposure. While the categories of exposure are occupational exposure, medical exposure of patient related to the medical treatment, and public exposure. The radiation protection and safety is a combination of safe practices and precautionary measures for working with or near radiation. According to International Commission on Radiological Protection, there are three general principles of radiation protection. First, justification, optimization, and dose limitation. Justification: any decision that alters the radiation exposure situation should do more good than harm. No practice or source within a practice should be authorized unless the practice produces sufficient benefit to the exposed individual. Optimization. Optimization can be achieved by follow ALARA principle as low as reasonable achievable. While dose limitation, dose limit should be set to ensure that the individuals are not exposed to unnecessarily high amount of ionizing radiation. Dose limitation for the worker only 20 millisievert per year, while for the public only 1 millisievert in a year. There are three basic protective measures in radiation safety, which are time, distance, and shielding. We need to limit time, increase distance from the radiation sources, and use shielding. Larger the shielding thickness, the lower exposure rate. There are four aspects of shielding in diagnostic radiology. First, X-ray tube shielding, room shielding, personnel shielding, and patient shielding. X-ray tube housing is lined with thin sheets of lead because X-ray produced in the tube are scattered in all directions. It is protect both patient and worker from leakage radiation. The lead line walls of radiology department are referred to as protective barrier. They are designed to protect individuals located outside the X-ray room from unwanted radiation. Patient waiting room shielding. A suitable warning signals such as door sign or red light is provided outside the X-ray room to warn person from entering the room. While for control room shielding, the control room is a secondary protective barrier, and the wall and viewing window of the control booth should have lead equivalence of 1.5 mm. For the personal shielding, lead aprons are shielding apparel recommended for the radiation workers and classified as a secondary barrier. This apron protects an individual from secondary radiation, not the primary beam. Other protective apparel include lead glasses with side shield and thyroid shield. The minimum protective lead equivalence in thyroid shield should be 0.5 mm. Next, for the patient shielding, the patient shielding is very important to avoid unnecessary radiation exposure to the body organs with not under investigation. The area of patient exposed to the X-ray beam should be limited to area of clinical interest. By using filter and collimator helps in reduce the patient total skin exposure and also improve image contrast. The purpose of personnel monitoring is to measure and record radiation exposure received at the workplace. Here are the type of personnel dosimeter. First, pocket dosimeter, film patch, and thermoluminescent dosimeter. Thank you for spending your precious time to watching my video. I hope you enjoy and get some knowledge regarding to radiation safety from this video. Bye bye. Stay safe everyone.